Hello Capricorn, welcome to your general reading for October 2017. I'm using the Golden Botticelli Tarot by Lo Scarabeo, and we will start with the Shadow card, the card at the bottom of the deck after everything's been dealt. And this one is the Nine of Chalices. This is normally about emotional fulfillment independently as a single person. But in this particular deck, it's showing all of these people. There's 9 people having a banquet, and the 10th person took off. And my first thought when I saw that was that perhaps this is this hidden energy. So it's either something that's hidden from you, it's in your subconscious, you're not consciously aware of it. It may be an aspect of your personality that you're not consciously aware of, or it's something that you hide from others. And my first thought in this was, with this chalice spilled over and this person is gone from the banquet, is that maybe there's some kind of a social anxiety that you hide very well. And then the next card over here is the theme for the month. And this is the Tower card. This is about something that is usually out of your control. It's some event that occurs. It kind of rocks your world. It brings down the foundation of your home, of your life. And when I saw this initially, it's smoke. But the first time I saw it, it looks like a hand. It looks like the hand of God, the puppet master, playing with his little puppets. I don't view it that way. I view it, we've been given free will to live our lives as we please, and we sometimes just mess up. But this is something that has occurred that has rocked your world. It's either the loss of a relationship, the loss of a person that you loved, it's the loss of a job, the loss of a home. It's something that has altered your world dramatically. And the next card is this card, which represents you. And this is the Knave of Wands. So the Knave of Wands is either a messenger, a child, or a novice. But the Wands energy is about action, growth, and expansion. It's taking on something new, some kind of a new course of action, whether it's a new job or a new exercise program, or as a messenger, maybe you're taking action with writing and getting some kind of message across to other people, whether you're starting a blog or a YouTube channel, or maybe even becoming an activist of some kind, but it's something new because the Knave is a novice. So it's something new for you. It's some kind of new course of action, possibly as a messenger, as a writer, perhaps a freelance writer of some kind. Then we have this card, which is the Conflict, and this is the Hermit card. This is about spending time alone, turning inward and being introspective to try to find the truth. And in this card, with this particular deck, especially when this one shows up as this hidden energy here, these cards in this deck stray from the traditional images of a tarot deck. And I don't know why the artist picked this as the Nine of Cups card, but they're sitting here at a banquet, and this guy's holding his stomach. And then this is the person in the near future. This is the guy, so here we go. This is the guy that took off. This is his cup on the ground here. And he took off. They even have like the same, doesn't it look like a bench seating at a diner? So he took off. He's sitting at his own table by himself. But this guy and this guy are both holding their stomachs. And when I see all of this with this particular deck, I immediately think of people that have either food allergies, or they have irritable bowel disease, or Crohn's disease, or some kind of eating disorder, bulimia or anorexia, because they're holding their stomachs and they're feeling sick. And a lot of people have disorders of some kind with their stomachs or their intestines, or eating disorders. Maybe it's overeating, maybe it's undereating, but it's showing up in this reading quite significantly. So I wanted to point that out before I go any further. But this is the Conflict. The Conflict is spending spending some time alone. So maybe you're in a situation, if this event here was a situation where maybe you were in a relationship and your spouse filed for divorce and kind of blindsided you with a divorce, and it was something that was unexpected. And the conflict now is that you're finding yourself alone, and it wasn't something you intended, and it's not something that you wanted. And that's a conflict for you. At the foundation of the reading is the Four of Pentacles. This is sometimes known as the Miser card. So this is somebody that's holding tightly to their money, or somebody who's, if you look at it positively, it could be somebody saving their money. But if this is a new course of action for you, maybe at the foundation was an employer who never paid you fairly. Maybe you were never compensated properly for your job. If this represents your employer not paying you, so you sought out some other employment, this could be a new job, or maybe you took on a side job as a freelance writer or as a blogger or a YouTuber to try to make some kind of money on the side to make up for the money that you're not making from your employer. This could be anybody here. This could be you being stingy with your money, or this could be you saving your money, maybe saving your money for a rainy day, or this could be a spouse or a partner or a parent, someone else in your life who's holding tightly to the money and not sharing it. This card shows up in your past, and this is mastering your skills. The Eight of Pentacles is all about mastering your skills, mastering your trade, and just becoming the master at whatever it was that you did. So maybe you were very good at your job and very skilled at your job, but you weren't being paid fairly for what you were doing. You weren't compensated fairly, so now you're taking on this new job here. That's one of the possibilities with this card. Then up here we have the Ace of Swords. So again, this is about communication, and this is about new beginnings. So if you're the novice represented here in this card, and the Knave is a communicator, he's a messenger. Swords is also about communication. The Swords energy is anything of the mind. It's the air. It's the air suit, similar to an air sign, and I hate to say this derogatory term, but an airhead. If you think of an airhead, it's the way to remember what it means. But it's the opposite of an airhead. So it's having knowledge and wisdom and education. So this is a new beginning. So this is a new beginning as you as a communicator, or this is a new beginning for you going to school. Maybe you're a college student. Maybe you've taken action to learn new skills and to learn a new trade, to make more money if you're not making enough money. Maybe you want to save money. So you're going back to school to earn more money, or you're learning new skills, or becoming educated or knowledgeable about something so that you can save money. Maybe you need to save money for some reason. But this is you as a new person starting out something new, some new course of action regarding communication, regarding education and wisdom. And that's what's showing up between those two cards. And then in your near future is this card with this person here. And what this card typically represents in a traditional tarot deck is conflicts with others. There's no winner and there's no loser. It usually shows 5 people fighting equally with their wands. Nobody's winning, nobody's losing. But in this deck, it shows this man sitting here holding his stomach with his conflicts behind him or above him. And he's got these, it's like he's sitting here with food in front of him, and he feels sick. So it's almost like it's a conflict within you, within yourself. Whatever your conflict is about, whether it is an illness where food is concerned, or if it's a conflict within yourself about this new course of action that you're taking. It could just be you. This could be your social anxiety. This could be you. This could represent the anxiety over this event. Whatever this event was for you. And maybe it was an event that occurred to somebody else that's in your life, and a loved one in your life. But maybe it's creating a lot of conflicts within yourself or anxiety within yourself, whether somebody left you or divorced you or there's some tragedy that occurred that's making you feel a tremendous amount of anxiety. And maybe you're just feeling sick to your stomach over it. Then we have over here, this is the internal energies. So this is how you're feeling internally. And this is sadness and loss. And this again correlates with this card here with the Tower card. So whatever event this was, and you're feeling some sadness and loss, whether you lost your job or you lost a spouse, or maybe there was the death of a loved one. I don't see a death card here indicating death per se, but whatever the tragic event was, you're feeling sadness and loss. And you're feeling this conflict. You know, this is about being alone. There's this conflict about being alone, and that could be causing your anxiety and causing this sadness and this grief. And, you know, that's what makes me think that if there was a spouse that filed for divorce or a loved one who left you, and maybe it's not a romantic partner, it could be a brother or a sister or a very close friend or parent, that the relationship went sour. And now you find yourself feeling alone, and it's causing tremendous anxiety inside of you. But this is the external energies, and this is the Strength card. This is about having the strength to overcome whatever this is. Whatever this anxiety is within you. This is about having the strength to overcome it. Now again, if I look at all of these cards that all look like food, and they're all holding their stomachs. And if this is, I'll start with this one. Bear with me. I got a plan here where I'm going with this one. So if this is you taking action, this is something new for you. Perhaps you're an activist where animals are concerned, because here's this person with a lion. And maybe you've decided to take action for better treatment of animals, whether that's PETA or whether that's your local humane society. And maybe this is just taking action for better treatment of animals. And maybe you're writing about it. Maybe you're making videos about it. Maybe you've started a blog. Maybe you're just making flyers and putting flyers out. I've known people who just spend a tremendous amount of time creating flyers for the Facebook page for our local community. She'll make up a flyer. So she'll send it to you in a Word document, and all you have to do is put in the picture of your pet, so that you can put it around the neighborhood if you've lost your pet. So I'm seeing this as maybe it's somebody taking action for the better treatment of animals, because she looks like she's ready to beat the crap out of this lion. And if this is you taking action for the better treatment of animals, and then when I compare it with, let me put this one down. So this is you taking action. So then if I compare, these two people are feeling sick, and they're both, if you look at them, they're both staring at the lion. And they're feeling sick about the treatment of the lion. And they're feeling sick about the animal in general. And if you look at it in terms of this banquet, I see all of these cards together as perhaps somebody who's decided to stop eating meat. Maybe the idea of eating a live creature and killing a live creature to eat them just is repulsive to you. And you've decided to become a vegetarian or even a vegan. So your new course of action is making the choice to stop eating meat. Whereas everybody else is sitting here in the banquet, let me put these down. And they're sitting at the banquet having their beef ragu or whatever they're eating over here, their prime rib. And you've decided to sit over here because their meat is making you sick and you just want to eat vegetables and become a vegetarian. So I'm seeing that here with these cards as well. There's a lot of different things that I can see in the cards because it's a general reading for a lot of different people. And I just always try to point out everything that I see. Maybe the sadness and the loss is the grief over the loss of a pet. Maybe something happened tragically to your pet. The animal theme comes up a lot in some of my readings. This is your hopes and fears. So this goes back to if you've been left alone, if your partner left you. And I'm seeing this card The Sun card is about happiness and joy and success, but it's a woman with her children and there's no man here. Maybe this was the man that left you. Maybe the conflict is with the man that left you. Maybe the conflict is with the father of these children and you're a single parent left alone with these children. Now, your hopes, this is the hopes and fears card. So your hopes is to have happiness and joy as a single parent with your children. It certainly isn't easy as a single parent. And maybe this is the father and that's who the conflict is with. And then your hope is that you can create happiness and joy without this person in your life. But this card does represent your hopes and fears, and your hopes are for having happiness and joy in the Sun card. And success, this is also about success. Happiness and joy and success over here. Then this is the final outcome. And this is the Centaur. The Seven of Wands, oh my goodness. These cards are so different from the traditional tarot that I have to stop and think about what the image is on the traditional deck. It just really throws me off because it throws off my concentration. Seven of Wands is about defending yourself and defending your actions. Again, here's this like, he's if we look at him as a hunter, you know, he's part animal. So if there's this conflicts within yourself about eating animals because you view them as equal with humans, I mean, this puts equality with a horse and a man and this whole vegetarian thing and not wanting to eat meat. But he's also a hunter. He's got a bow and arrow. What is he hunting? What is this guy hunting? So this might go along with that notion of defending your actions, or maybe if you're the person who prefers to eat meat and the people around you are vegetarians. Maybe the banquet is the vegetarian banquet and you don't like it, it's disgusting, and you just want a nice steak. And maybe you're the person who prefers to go hunting and you want your deer meat, you want your venison at home to last you for the rest of the winter. And you want your venison sausage and everything that goes with it. But this is the final outcome. So it has something to do with you defending your actions. So when I'm seeing this vegan vegetarian thing, and maybe if you, or whether you are the meat eater or you are the person who's choosing to be a vegan and you're having to defend your actions, and maybe this bow and arrow just represents, if you're the vegetarian, that you don't agree with it. You don't agree with the whole notion of hunting. You think it's wrong. Or maybe you are the hunter. It could go one way or the other. This is the Four Chalices, which is about boredom. It's about discontent. It's about lost opportunities. It's about, if you find yourself single again, here's a single person. Everybody in these decks, the Botticelli people always look so sad and forlorn. And a lot of them have their hands up in this motion of like blessing, like she's blessing this cup. Maybe she's blessing this one opportunity and leaving all these other opportunities behind. So there's either some kind of a missed opportunity, or you're feeling bored and discontent. And this is in the final outcome over here. So if somebody left you, perhaps you're in a situation where you really would prefer to be with a partner. You don't like being single. You're bored and discontent as a single person. And then, here's this hand motion again. Here's this like blessing. So here's this, this hand motion of this person. She's blessing and he's blessing, and they're both blessing the cups. The cups are relationships. The cups are emotions. This card usually in a typical deck shows the 8 cups on the ground and a person that's walking away and moving away. So it usually represents moving away, putting your past behind you. But in this card, I see this always as he's forgiving. He's like blessing the cups and forgiving the situation, forgiving the partner, forgiving these past relationships, forgiving whatever this emotional upheaval was. And instead of moving away or moving on, it's just forgiving and continuing on. And it's like she's forgiving it as well. It's forgiving this emotional, whatever this emotional upset, if this was something to do with this Tower card, if this was an emotional upset with this person, and maybe it's forgiving this person. If this is a person that you're having conflicts, or maybe it's about forgiving yourself. Maybe with these, if these are internal conflicts here, maybe you're just forgiving yourself. Maybe you've made some mistakes and it's about you forgiving yourself for those mistakes that you've made. Maybe the Tower card was because of your actions, the other person decided to leave, or some event that occurred because of your actions, and now this is about you learning how to forgive yourself for that. So that's your reading. Capricorn, thanks for watching. If it doesn't resonate with you, check out the reading for your rising sign. I'm slowly getting them uploaded. I'm going to also do love readings and probably some kind of angel readings. So it's going to take me a few weeks till I get them all uploaded. So subscribe if you haven't done so. If you're interested in a personal reading, send me an email. I have some information down below. You can check that out. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you next month. Take care and God bless.